Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Jasper Gonzo here. Another episode of What's Next. Woo! After the situation with Chris Cuomo, yikes. But sadly, we're heading back to wokeness. And a very, very surprising group went woke, got called out on it, and then couldn't backpedal fast enough because of it. Let's take a look. This comes out of Outkick. Salvation Army demands whiteness. White people apologize for being white. The Salvation Army, a Christian group with charity which famously asks for money throughout the red collection boxes around Christmas time, is now asking white people to do something more, to confess their racism. Please. In a guidebook titled, Let's Talk About Racism, the Salvation Army has called upon Christians to reflect upon and rectify the contributions they have made to social inequalities, and prejudice systems that have harmed minorities, as first noted by National Review. The organization says it acknowledges with regret that Salvationists have sometimes shared in the sins of racism and conform to economic, organizational, and social pressures that perpetuate racism. Through its study on racism, the Salvation Army reveals that it believes in bigoted dirtbag Ibram X. The idea that white people are responsible for unconscious bias. From now on, the organization says it hopes white donors will recognize their own contributions to racism and it adopts, as Kendi puts it, a posture of anti-racism. For context, Kendi has promulgated the lie that white people are indeemably racist. Apparently, the Salvation Army now agrees. The guide reads, the subtle nature of racism is such people who are not consciously racist easily functions with privileges, empowerment, and benefits that dominate ethnicity, thus unintentionally perpetuating injustice. For instance, devout Christians who naively use racial epithets, or a well-intentioned Sunday school curriculum that only uses white photography and imagery, the Salvation Army adds. In absence, the making of anti-racist choices unconsciously upholds aspects of white supreme, white dominant culture, and in unequal institutions and society, the document concludes. Got that? Salvation Army is proudly promoting anti-white racism and demands white people atone for their ancestors. So a Christian organization believes we must fight racism with overt racism. And it finishes off with WWJD. What would Jesus do? Wow. And to basically confirm this is off the Salvation Army site itself. Hope marches on. Salvation exists. Army to access human needs wherever we can. Learn how you can help. Holiday giving. Commitment to diversity. LGBTQ support. Hold on there. Salvation Army's response to false claims on the topic of racism. Actually, there was, yes. Commitment to diversity. Equality has always been a part of our mission and values. We uphold the dignity of all people, believing that everyone is equal. But, of course, backlash was a-coming, and it came swift. This comes out of Breitbart. Salvation Army withdraws controversial guide which urged donors to repent for racism. Salvation Army International Social Justice Commission. Yes, they have a Social Justice Commission too. Has withdrawn a controversial guidance on race, which urged donors to offer sincere apologies and ask forgiveness for white supreme and white dominant culture after its contents went viral. However, despite originally issuing the guidance which urged donors to lament, repent, and apologize for biases or racist ideologies held and actions committed, the charitable organization denies the word-for-word reports on the contents of the guide, describing them as simply false. Now, wait a minute. You put this out there, then you say it's taken out of context. Oh, no. We're not going to use that. It's completely BS. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. You can't let the genie out of the bottle and then say, well, you know what? The genie was never there to begin with. In a November 25th update titled Salvation Army's response to false claims on the topic of racism, the Salvation Army reiterated its primary goal is to preach the gospel of Christ and meet human needs in his name without discrimination. True. Jesus helped the worst of the worst. While you had the Pharisees putting their hands up and saying, yeah, we got nothing to do with this, Christ was like, all you come to me. All of you come to me. And I will help. That's what Christ is. Help your fellow man. You know? But at the end of the day, it's about salvation through Christ. It's not about this. But, anywho. The beliefs that motivate our service are solely based on the Bible, and that will never change, organizations said, accusing some individuals and groups attempting to mislabel our organization and serve our own agendas. They have claimed that we believe our donors should apologize for skin color, that the Salvation Army believes America is inherently racist society, and that we have abandoned our Christian faith for one ideology or another. Yet, it's called wokeism. Wokeism is the new racism. It's the new religion. And my thoughts. Wow. To make this very clear. One, I never thought the Salvation Army would go woke. And wow, they did. And a statement. But what makes it even worse, what even compounds this, is that when you're called on it, you deny it. No, you own it. You step up to it, you own it. You made the comments. You knew they were stupid. So basically, you did it anyway. But then you deny it ever happening. You can't do that. You can't. And I really thought that a group, Salvation Army, who's helped millions over the decades, millions, with this charitable work. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But when you get caught up in wokeism, and it cancerifies everything. It does. Whatever it touches, it cancerifies, it destroys. You know, there's one meme that I use from time to time. It's called wokeism is demonic. It is. It is. It's very hurtful. It's very destructive. And Salvation Army got caught up in it. But when you make a comment and then you deny it, no. Should have just stepped up to the plate and owned it. Just said, yeah, we made that comment. We did not think through it clearly. We made a mistake, and we apologize for it. That's what you do. That's what you do. But you're pointing fingers at other people instead of pointing the fingers at the one that needs to be pointed to. When you look in the mirror, that's you. And, wow. Didn't see this one coming. And but then again, we didn't see the situation with Chick-fil-A either when they bailed out of major charitable donations to entities like Salvation Army. No one saw that coming either. But yeah, truly sad and embarrassing and very, very disappointing. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.